start the recording and we will get going. All right, well, thank you everybody for dialing in. We are talking about plant-powered athletes tonight, and we're super excited that you are here. We're gonna be sharing some really simple, effective ways you can take control of protecting your health, your performance, and your recovery, simply by what you put in your mouth. And as athletes, we're often taught ways to manage exercise-induced pain, like after the fact, with, you know, good things, good practices like salts, cryotherapy, massage, right? But almost never are we taught how to prevent these things with nutrition. And what's more important is how to protect our health so that we can train harder and compete at a higher level and recover well. And that's exactly what we are going to be addressing tonight. So I'm excited for you to hear from several athletes tonight, and I'm hopeful the information shared will resonate with you or someone that you care about. So the info we're going to be sharing is relevant to the professional athlete all the way to the recreational weekend warrior. And let's admit it, we are all athletes in life. I mean, if you have toddlers like I do, you are an athlete. So we're going to be talking about information that's relevant to everybody. And there is certainly a blind spot in sports nutrition that goes beyond proper macronutrient split and calorie consumption, which people tend to really focus in on in the nutrition world, but they fall short there. This blind spot, in fact, has to do with the micronutrition that each of us needs to be consuming, each and every one of us, no matter how hard you train, no matter at what level, okay? Each of us needs to be consuming more micronutrients, and those nutrients are derived specifically from plant foods and even more specifically fruits and vegetables. And one of my favorite educators on this very topic is Dr. David Phillips, who recommends Juice Plus for athletes and people of all physical activity levels for better health and longevity. He says Juice Plus helps ensure that we're giving our bodies nutrition from the best sources of micronutrients that is essential for helping protect us from the damaging effects of oxidative stress. Okay, and Dr. Phillips was an All-American swimmer at Harvard. He's a two-time USA Triathlon All-American. He qualified as a member of Team USA for the 2008 ITU World Ironman Triathlon Championships. And I'm going to quickly share my screen here so you can hear from him a little bit more on this very topic. Okay.
When you exercise, you feel like you're entitled to eat anything you want. And to a certain extent, I mean,
sorry guys,
it's okay to go out and treat yourself, but you know, exercising all the time is not an excuse to go out and, you know, head to the local fast food chain and pig out. You know, you also need to fuel your body for performance. What we're talking about really is the difference between macronutrition, which is eating, you know, the fats, the carbohydrates, and proteins that we're all really familiar with. That's just one aspect of nutrition as it applies to not only good health, but, you know, as it relates to exercise. But it's also the important role of the micronutrition. And you get micronutrition from fruits and vegetables. And so people get those confused. And I like to think of macronutrition as the fuel that makes your engine run. And micronutrition is the oil that continues to make your engine run properly. And, you know, you can't just have macronutrients and expect your engine to run well. Just like you can't put gasoline in a car and not put oil in it, because eventually that engine, it'll continue to run for a while, but it will break down. And our body's engines are basically the same kind of thing. You know, you can put all the macronutrients into it that you want, but if you're not putting micronutrients into it, eventually your engine is going to fail as well. So that's why I recommend Juice Plus for athletes, especially in my type of competition, Ironman competition. But for anybody at any level of physical activity, Juice Plus is going to provide the micronutrition to keep your engine running smoothly, protecting your ability to perform well, not just today, but next month, how about next year, how about 5 or 10 years from now? And that's what Juice Plus is all about, is protecting your performance.
I love it. Okay. Uh-oh, you guys aren't seeing it? Oh no. Okay.
It's okay, Allie. We could hear it. We could hear it.
Well, I don't know what's going on there. Sorry about that, y'all. I'm going to keep it rolling, though, just for the sake of time and the people that we have sharing tonight. Okay. So don't you love that? I love how he breaks down just the difference between, and can you guys see me? Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I love how he breaks down and just uses that just analogy of a car. Like you buy a super expensive sports performance car, you're not going to put crappy fuel in it, right? You're not going to not give it oil when it needs an oil change. You're going to take care of it. And so how much more amazing is our physiology? And we should be certainly taking better care of our bodies than we do our own cars, right? So especially if we expect them to perform and to function well and to recover well long into life. Okay, so that is why each of us who are sharing tonight has partnered with Juice Plus, which is the most researched food-based product in the world. Juice Plus is a company that is dedicated to protect the athlete's performance and health by simply delivering those much needed micronutrients through concentrated plant powders in a capsule or a chewable. You guys, these are raw, vine ripened, toxin, pesticide, herbicide free plant powders that can be consumed in as little as like a 10-second habit. My 7-year-old can swallow these capsules and she devours the chewables, as do my other kiddos. It is like the easy button, okay? So there are plenty of other high-level athletes who consume and share Juice Plus, and I'd like to share a little video to frame an athlete and how we go through ups and downs and setbacks and what those setbacks mean for us in the long run of achievement and success. So if you'll hang tight, I hope you can see this video because there's actually not a lot of words. It's more written words. So hold on a second. Okay, can you guys see that?
No, we just see a black screen.
Oh no. Okay, you can't see this right here.
Oh wait, now it's coming. I think.
It's a video on May You Fail. Let me play it.
May you fail. May your losses be huge and your sorrows deep. May your falls be hard, your luck be bad,
Allie, it's still
and
not
your
showing up.
bruises last.
Can't see it.
For without losing, winning has no meaning.
Okay.
Without falling, how could we learn to pick ourselves back up? Without bad luck, we would never appreciate our own good fortune. And without sorrow, where would we learn to appreciate the thrill of victory? Without bruises, how would we remember our efforts? And without all of it, how could we ever tell a compelling story? From struggle comes strength. Fuel your failures, because without them, you'd never succeed.
Okay, well, you guys are going to have to ask for the person who invited you tonight to see that video because it's
all right, Juice Plus, please help me welcome to the stage.
Oh gosh,
show
you
your
guys.
love for Olympic gold.
Sorry. My technology is just not treating me well tonight, you guys. I'm sorry. Okay, so y'all are going to have to ask the person who invited you tonight to see that video because it is phenomenal. And basically, it just talks about our setbacks and how it really helps us frame ourselves for what does success mean, right? And so now I get to go on to my favorite part of this whole evening, and we're going to go into just people's stories. And I love that we're all from different backgrounds. I love that we all had different health struggles and we come from different areas, different athletic backgrounds and all that kind of stuff. And I would love for you guys to really listen in on what these athletes and what these everyday people, what their experience was like before they found this nutrition, what it's like now, because it's so powerful that even though we come from different backgrounds and we have different setbacks, we've all really found common success in something so simple, which is just basic foundational nutrition. So the first person I'm going to ask to share, and I hope she's on, is Amy. Amy, if you're on, can you unmute yourself?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Sister,
Okay.
go for it.
Okay. I'm sitting in my car because my husband's out of town and I have 4 children. But I'm so glad everyone joined us. I'm Amy Labadie. I am a firefighter's wife. I have 4 amazing kids. I'm a physical therapist and a certified strength and conditioning specialist. So my Juice Plus journey started about 1.5 years ago. One of my best friends, who's also a physical therapist, shared with me probably at least 5 times, and I just didn't get it. I didn't think that I needed any additional support. I've been an athlete since middle school, and I consider myself pretty healthy and fit. But I did have nagging injuries as a runner starting in college, where I even found my PT career through an overuse hip injury that the doctor sent me to PT, and then I ended up, my last session, I hopped off the treatment table, changed into my PT tech uniform and started working there, and the rest was history. So that was kind of a silver lining in that. But during my 20s and most of my 30s, I really had no idea that good nutrition was fundamental to the health and performance of my muscles, my joints, and even hormones. Last night, there was an amazing call about diet culture among athletes, and I think none of us are totally immune to it. And that definitely was true for me. I restricted food. I ate mostly low-fat carbs. I had no menstrual cycle without the pill. And then I struggled with fertility, which I mentioned I had 4 kids, so God definitely blessed us with kids over time. But I took a job at a sports medicine practice. The physician owner was and still is a phenomenal athlete, but I still remember the irony of us visiting other medical practices so she could market me as her new PT, but we were both on crutches for stress fractures. The majority of my caseload was runners and still is runners and triathletes, but pretty much all of them, like myself, were pretty clueless about nutrition. We had a fabulous nutritionist on staff who would try to talk about vitality and not just calories in, calories out, and weight loss, but it really fell on deaf ears for me included. I ran marathons, including Boston. I've competed in triathlons, but I have struggled to juggle workouts, parenting, and career without being in pain and worn out. And I've even taught injury prevention workshops in the past and felt like a fraud when I couldn't prevent my own injuries. So I finally decided to say yes to my friend and try Juice Plus out of a little bit of desperation, and also because of the research. The research was very convincing about oxidative stress and inflammation, which Dr. Phillips just talked about in the video. And I started to realize that that was a key missing piece of the puzzle in treating not only my own injuries, but my patients as well. So I started to notice within weeks a increase in energy, faster recovery after my workouts, happy, not aching muscles and joints, and knock on wood, no more injuries. And also my allergies went away, and I got a cycle back after 5 months on Juice Plus, and it has been every month since then. So that helped me realize I was depriving my body of key nutrients for years while literally running it into the ground. And my hormones were in survival mode instead of in thriving mode. So I joined the Juice Plus business because I wanted to pay forward this gift that I was given. to other athletes and family and friends. And now the business is paying me, not just in money, but in just the amazing like-minded community of healthy living warriors. So thanks, that's my story. And next we'll hear from Don.
Okay, Allie, thanks for asking me online with you all. I was introduced to Juice Plus through my bride, who was introduced to Juice Plus through Lan and Allie. And we thank you guys for that. I don't know if I could say I was skeptical. I wasn't looking for anything new in my life. I am an older person. My son might call me an old man at this point. I just turned 60, and I enjoy working out a lot. I'm a swimmer and a biker, and also calisthenics, and it's been my life since for as long as I can remember. And I work out a lot. So when Becky started to introduce me to Juice Plus, I was not real excited, but I agreed to take the capsules. And she would say to me, "You notice anything different? You notice anything different?" And I would say, "No, I don't notice anything different." And so this went on for a time. It was interesting. I got to hear Dr. Phillips early on and hear what he was saying. And, the fact that we don't get those micronutrients that our body needs and even craves. And so, I am taking Juice Plus, and we have been taking Juice Plus for about 6-8 months, and we ran out just because of a snafu and how we ordered it or whatever. So we were without Juice Plus for a while, and for about a week. And by the end of that week, I was saying, "Becky, something's really changing, because I don't feel like I have the energy that I have had." Now, I'm not a person who gets sick a lot. I never have been. As I was talking to Becky about what I was going to speak about here tonight, I said, I enjoy the fact that I just don't get sick. It's been a long time since I can even remember being sick. I feel like I can perform well. I feel like I have the energy to get through the day. I generally work out, an hour to an hour and a half a day, and pretty much at least 4 days a week, if not 6. But I put a lot of time in the pool and on my bike, and I enjoy that a lot. But I enjoy it even more that I can make it through the day. It seems that I have faster recovery. My doctors say good things about my health. We've been on the Juice Plus regimen now for I think almost 4 years. Am I right, Allie? Something else that has come into our life because of that is the Tower Gardens, and we have Tower Gardens in our backyard, and we grow fruits and vegetables that we eat ourselves. I've had gardens all through my life. My kids got to experience gardens in our backyard. One of the neat things about the Tower Gardens that I will say is that, if you plant a garden in the ground, your return on that first garden that you plant is not real good. You put a lot of work in and you don't get a lot of return. And even if you do raised beds, which I've done that, or even earth boxes, which I do at this point also, you still have trouble with disease and pests, and they take a lot of work. And the first time we planted a Tower Garden, we got produce. We got plenty of produce off of it, and we were able to have a successful growing season. So now we have multiple Tower Gardens, and we have specifically what we call our salad tower, which we keep herbs on the bottom and then lots of different lettuces, and we can pick from that daily as we eat lunch or dinner for our salads. It's plenty to feed us. And so we know, as you start to learn about nutrition and how good nutrition, the fresh nutrition is to you, and nutrition that has not been sprayed as early as Ali spoke about earlier with pesticides or any type of chemicals. We're eating these salads off of our towers and other vegetables, and we know where the seeds came from. We know how they were grown. We know how fresh they are, and they're fabulous to eat. So just the whole Juice Plus offering for us is phenomenal. And then to add on top of that, my wife has started a business which she makes money at and learns to run a business, and it's very exciting all the way around. So that's kind of this story from an older guy who likes to hit the pavement.
Thanks, Don. I love it. Missy, are you on, and can you share your experience with us tonight?
I am on, and thank you so much for having me. I am Missy. I'm coming to you from Virginia tonight. And growing up, I was a 3-sport athlete in middle and high school. I was definitely known for my nap taking, but I also was a sick kid all the time. So I was the person who was always sick and tired. I went to college, and I was a 2-sport athlete, and I kept trying to figure out when I could fit my naps in between my practices, my games, my classes, my homework, all that. Still, I was sick. I was tired. I just thought, wow, I'm an athlete, but I am not the picture of perfect health. But I met my husband in college. He was also an athlete, and he was this great big strong guy, always in the weight room, played football. And when I started comparing notes, we both had low immune systems. I slept a whole lot more than he did, but he would get tired. We had seasonal allergies. We kind of got a smack in the face right out of college. He was told that his cholesterol was way too high and that he needed to work out more often. And at the time, he was working between 40 to 60, sometimes 70 or 80 hours a week, and then would still try to work out. And I was like, it's just not possible for him to work out anymore. So we've got to change our diet. We didn't eat that bad. So it was hard for me to figure out how to fix him. We got married. About 6 months after we got married, they told us his thyroid had basically stopped working. And so I was like, oh, great. We got married, and I didn't drive him to drinking. I drove him to baldness because his thyroid stopped working. And once again, I thought there's got to be something I can do to help him. So again, I was still sick. I was still tired. And we had kids. And when our kids were tired, were sick, not sleeping through the night, had the chronic clear runny nose and random cough, I'm like, well, it's because they're our kids. And I just remember waking up one day and I was like, you know what? I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I'm sick and tired of feeling like a failure every day as a mom and a wife and just a person. I just thought there has to be something more. And a friend of mine shared Juice Plus with me. And I will tell you, I was too tired to even understand what she was talking about. And then when I finally asked questions, would it help with cholesterol? Would it help my kids? Would it help them sleep through the night? Would it help? All these questions I had. When she said my kids could eat it for free, I just stopped what I was doing. And I said, we have to try this for our kids, if nothing else. And we tried it. And within 3 weeks, the digestive issues I was dealing with my entire life, all of a sudden were gone. And my kids' chronic runny nose, random cough were gone. They started sleeping through the night. I started sleeping through the night, which was a huge blessing to me. It was almost like you flipped a switch, and all of a sudden things started falling into place. Our seasonal allergies were getting better. Our immune systems were higher. My husband got a piece of paper that made me cry because his cholesterol was in the normal range for the first time in over 20 years. Also, his thyroid medication has decreased 4 times instead of increased every time he's gone to the doctor. So I just knew there was something to it. I was so excited, and I started sharing with other people. And during that time, as we were continuing to eat it and I was starting to share it with other people, I started noticing that my workouts, not only did I get through them better, I felt great during them. I felt like I was more productive. My recovery time was so much better. That's something my husband noticed almost right away, that his recovery time was so much better. No more joint pain. So in his 30s, my husband's 45. In his 30s, he complained about joint pain almost daily. We started eating this when he turned 40. From the age of 40 to 45, he's probably complained about joint pain a handful, maybe a dozen times. I mean, it's just a major difference. I've noticed with my kids that they play every sport that we'll let them sign up for. And coaches are asking me after the games are over, they're like, how do your kids have so much energy? And I'm like, well, we just feed them whole food nutrients. They haven't missed school. They haven't been sick. We haven't gone to the doctor in 4 years. It's been amazing. I get excited to share it with everybody. So I'm so thankful for everyone that's on this call tonight. I'm thankful I was asked to share. And I hope that every single athlete will put this in their body and start to just feel better and get the benefits of it. So thank you again, Allie.
Oh my gosh, Missy, Amy, Dawn, thank each and every one of you for sharing tonight. I genuinely just so appreciate that. And, as athletes and, somebody who's training a lot, doing lots of hours, breaking your muscles down over and over and over, there is athlete-induced oxidative stress, exercise-induced oxidative stress, right? And so that is why this makes so much sense and why so many athletes use Juice Plus and why so many doctors recommend it. Some people that you were supposed to see on that previous video, Olympic medalist Shannon Miller, she won the gold medal with the Magnificent Seven in 1996. Winter Vanecki, U.S. ski team athlete. Ricky Prohl, former NFL player and two-time Super Bowl championship. He is also at the top level of this company because he shouts it from the rooftops how this nutrition played an important role in his training. So there are a lot of high-level athletes who consume this. And it just, as you are going through your day-to-day and as an athlete or a parent of an athlete, your little athletes, your young athletes, they need the fuel not only to feed that caloric gap that they're expending and to continue growing as a young athlete, but they need the quality of nutrients to help them protect their bodies. We can't train our best and we can't perform our best if we're sick either. So it starts with protecting your health too and prevention. So that's why Juice Plus makes so much sense for everybody, not just the athlete. And I'll very quickly share, what is Juice Plus very quickly, and then I'll share my story and we'll get out of here so you can catch the end of that baseball game if it's still on. Okay, so Juice Plus is basically, it is concentrated whole food in capsule or chewable form. I'm gonna hold this up because my screen share has been awful tonight and I feel kind of silly doing this, but it's literally just thousands and thousands of phytonutrients from real food. And Juice Plus is backed by over 40 clinical research studies conducted at leading universities, you guys. This research is proving that it contributes to cardiovascular wellness, supports a healthy inflammatory response. That is huge for athletes. It supports quality of life in ovarian cancer patients, reduced insulin level and resistance in overweight adolescents, supports lung health in smokers. Are you kidding me? What? Supports healthy skin and gums, supports the immune system, helps protect our DNA, reduces oxidative stress, which is again key for athletes, and big deal, it's actually absorbed by the body, which we can't say that for every generic over-the-counter supplement or vitamin, because so often we're taking things that we just excrete out of us if it's not recognized and assimilated by the body. Okay, so I'll just end with my story, and then I'm gonna just tell you what your options are here tonight if you haven't started Juice Plus, but it makes sense to you. So my name is Allie. I live in Tampa with my husband and my 3 kids. I was always an athlete growing up, but I focused on tennis in high school and went to college on scholarship playing for the University of Tampa. Go Spartans. And throughout my school years, I really struggled with a horrible relationship with food. I did. I was the athlete who I always trained the hardest, but I also like put on muscle, and I wanted to stay lean. So I really was into this horrible like diet culture where I was trying to limit calories. And so that led to all kinds of issues with just my relationship with food. It wreaked havoc on my body. I had horrible gut issues. I had horrible acne all the time. I mean, I was constantly, using those, wiping my face, with my sweatbands and all that kind of stuff. I was just constantly broken out. I had chronic fatigue, chronic headaches, sometimes even migraines. I was addicted to sugar and caffeine because I was trying to stay up late to study after, a 4-hour practice or competition or tournament. So literally, like, I don't even know. I remember several times after training and after, or like in the middle of matches where I just felt faint. I don't know how I got through it, y'all, but I thought it was just normal because of how hard I was training and how hard I worked my body. And I also remember popping anti-inflammatories like candy just to try and recover. And here's the sad thing, y'all, and this is why we're all here tonight. No one in my training circle even mentioned how nutrition could help some of these symptoms. Nobody. And so I thought what I was dealing with was normal. Fast forward in my life, now I am married and I have, my first kiddo on the way, and I got serious about what I was putting in my body. And I really wanted to reshape my relationship with food because I didn't want my daughter to go through what I had gone through. I didn't want to pass that horrible relationship with food that I had had. So I started reading labels, staying away from unnatural stuff. My husband and I started growing fruits and vegetables. We sourced our own chickens to have our own eggs. And as a professional, I was actually training as a personal trainer, training people, women, creating workout programs and training women virtually. So, but the reality was, even though I had made all these health changes, I was still tired. Here I had now a young child, 1 or 2 at the time, and I was still fatigued. I still had a horrible addictive relationship to coffee. And so when a friend shared with me how to easily add so much plant variety into our diet, I really wish I could tell you that it made sense to me off the bat, but it didn't. I was just the healthiest person I knew at the time. And I didn't think better nutrition would help me. I thought I was doing all of the things right. But thank goodness my friend didn't stop sharing with me. And one day I watched my toddler's picky palate like express itself when she was trying to go potty, and she was in pain and she started having GI problems. And that's when I became open to learning a little bit more about Juice Plus, because I knew it was just food. I knew there was a chewable for kids, and I knew there was science behind it. So my mama brain, who wanted to help my baby, looked at the research behind it. I was blown away, you guys. My mind went from my daughter's going to eat this to our whole family is. And so for the last 4.5 years, all of those things that I mentioned previously in my health journey, I no longer deal with. I haven't had a migraine in 4 years. I can count on one hand the times that I've actually taken ibuprofen to recover from a workout. It's very, very rare in 4 years. I mean, it's insane. But you better believe I was going to shout this from the rooftops because I wanted everybody to know what I knew. So I partnered with this company for $52, and I appreciate that this company actually pays people who care about people to share this instead of mega stores who don't give a hoot about who buys the product and aren't going to follow up with you, right? So I loved this business opportunity. And now I feel better than I did feel as a college athlete. And you guys, I get to make an income from my phone and prioritize my family's life, which is phenomenal. So I'm excited that you're here. I don't believe it's by chance. And your options tonight, if this makes sense to you, you can certainly become a customer of the person who invited you. You can become a customer and sponsor a child with our Healthy Starts program. Juice Plus gives free nutrition to kids age 4 through college. So talk to the person who invited you about that. Or you can pay $52 on top of your order and partner with this company as well. And you can also, oh my gosh, somebody just turned Pandora on behind me. Not today, Satan. You can also make this a side income that will benefit you just by simply showing up and caring for people and helping people. The more people you help, the more you are actually able to make. So those are your options. I'm so excited you dialed in tonight. Thank you all. I'm going to stop the recording.